I wanted to make this video so I can show you that, like, even when you don't think shit's gonna happen the way that you want, it still does, and it might not be in the time that you want, but that could be because you're believing that it takes a long time, or you know what I mean? You could just like keep putting your awareness on it's not happening now, it's not happening now, it's not happening now, it's not happening now, because the 3D is showing you that something that you think is it not happening now, even though it could have been happening now, but you believe that it wasn't. And but I just wanted to share some stuff with my experience that things did end up manifesting, not when I wanted, but they still ended up showing up. Okay, like which is why I don't believe that things, I'm not gonna believe that things take a long time now. Sorry, I just gotta show you this. I don't know if it'll let me. Oh, it won't let me. My dog. I just looked over and my dog was humping my other dog, and I just was like, ah. Anyways, but for a long time, I was in like kind of an abusive relationship. It wasn't like, oh, like he was hitting me and stuff. Like, it was more like just really, really fucking toxic. I had found somebody that I really liked. I really was like attracted to this person, and this person was a drug addict, and that came with a lot of shit. And I just stayed because I felt like I needed to fix this person. And he's actually a really good person without the drugs. Like, he just doesn't really love himself, and that shows up and manifests in ways that, like, you know, anyways, it was just, every time he used drugs, it was just hell, dude. It was like hell. I spent a long time in that before I had found out about conscious manifesting, and I remember just being scared, and like I felt like I was a victim. And even when I tried to change him, I just couldn't, because I was so scared and just in this fight or flight constantly. I just could not fucking do it. For some reason, I couldn't fucking do it. Eventually, I did it because I started scripting for a while, and I just could not keep my thoughts going where I wanted them to go. I couldn't focus on what I wanted to happen. But now that I see it, I'm like, it was all a part of my unfolding for the bigger picture. And I'll probably share what that is later. I'm not gonna do it now. Maybe later I'll share it. But now that I'm like seeing it, I'm like, okay, like that all was part of it. I didn't understand why it was happening the way it was happening, and I was just getting frustrated by the 3D, not seeing that it was just all part of the unfolding. But anyways, like one time, this happened a couple of times actually, like I was just so fucking scared. I was just like, could not fucking breathe. And I just remember saying like, you're going to jail, I just kept saying that. I was like, no, you're going to jail, because I wanted him to go to jail in that moment, right? Like, and it's like every time I had called the cops, nothing happened. Every time they weren't there for me. It was just fucking hell, dude. I was like, I just want this guy to get the fuck away from me. Like, I just want him to fucking leave me alone, because it was so fucking bad. Oh my god. And it just felt like no matter what I did, there was like a fucking block in my way. Felt like it wasn't working out for me. And I might have had believed that, like, because I did have this belief too. I believed, and I put my awareness on like him being so charming and him being able to talk his way out of anything. Like, I put my awareness on that like quite a bit, and so it felt like things just weren't working out for me a lot. And I remember saying like, you're going to jail, you're going to jail, you're going to jail, you're fucking going to jail, no, you're going to jail. And I would say, tonight, you're going to jail tonight. But then I would look out to my 3D, and I'd see that like the cops would come and he would get out of it again, right? And so I thought that it wasn't gonna happen. I was like, this is stupid. And then I think it was like a year later, you guys, like, he almost went to jail because he got in trouble with some, like, pills or something. Like, I don't know, it's a whole thing. He used to sell drugs. He used to, I don't know, he got caught with a bunch of pills. I thought he was going to jail. He should have went to fucking jail, but he somehow talked his way out of it. I don't fucking know how, but I have this belief that he could talk his way out of anything, that he's just fucking, and he did, dude. He did. He talked his way out of it, and I was just like, I was so stressed. I was like, okay, this guy's never gonna get consequences for anything he does. Even though I was creating that too. I was creating the things he did too, kind of, right? So I was just like so frustrated. I was just like, how is this guy ever gonna learn if he doesn't ever have consequences? I was just like, you know, still just putting my awareness on like, this isn't working, blah, 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 whatever. But then he actually did go to jail. He went on a drug bender for like a week at this guy's house, and they did some really bad things, and he went to jail. And so it happened when I was affirming, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. Those did happen, okay? They did happen, but they didn't happen at the time I wanted. And he did get out. He got out like immediately because his mom had guilt, and so she bailed him out. And it's just like, so it happened. But because I had believed and I was putting my focus on, he's gonna get out of it, he always gets out of everything, I just kept putting my awareness there instead of like, you know, where I wanted to go. And I was believing the 3D because it wasn't showing me what I wanted right that second. That meant that it's all over. And for a long time, I was like, you know, Milo, honey, it got to the point where I have been in fight or flight for so long that I finally did manifest that he got sober. He still occasionally, like, does drugs, or like not does drugs, but like he's occasionally fucked up, but not as much as he used to. Like, it's like once in a blue moon. It very rarely happens. Like, actually it doesn't happen anymore. He's done with that, okay, because I'm putting my awareness on that, and I'm choosing to be in the reality where that don't happen for me no more. I'm not experiencing that anymore, period. But there was another thing too, because like I had gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I like just don't want to have sex with this person anymore because of like some of the shit he's done, a lot of the shit he's done that's like really, really fucking disrespected me. And it's like, I know I created this by like my beliefs about like myself and shit, you know, and what I chose to believe about what I was seeing and stuff. And I know I created it, but it's like, it doesn't really matter if I created it or not. I still feel what I feel, and you know, that was all a part of the unfolding too. But I just didn't want to have sex with him anymore, you know. I just don't feel it like that anymore, and it's sad because like I feel bad that I created stuff like that, because he is a really amazing person actually when he's sober, but now it's just like the feelings just aren't fucking there anymore. But I had imagined this future that I wanted, right? Like in 2020 I had imagined this future, and I can't give all the details away yet. I will soon, but I'm not gonna give away all of it yet. But I had imagined this future, and I had said, you know, I had to pick the specific person that's actually gonna say something to him, like, because I wanted him to be abstinent. I still wanted him in my life, but I wanted him to be abstinent because I couldn't handle him like being with other girls, because like, it's not my fault. I mean, it is technically my fault that I created all this, but it's not my fault, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of the stuff I didn't even know I was creating it. But so like, it's not my fault that I'm losing him, because I still love him as a person. it's not my fault that I don't want to have sex with him anymore, so I shouldn't have to pay for that. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, hey, I don't want him to be with any other girls. I still want him in my life. I still want to do family shit with me, him, and my kid. But I want him to be abstinent. I want him to be like on a spiritual journey and not want to have sex with anybody because I just couldn't handle it. So, and that's fine. I don't have to like create my self-concept to be better to where I'm like, you know, I'm okay with him having sex with other girls. I'm in this great self-concept where I'm okay with that. I don't have to do that if I don't fucking want to. And I didn't want to, and I don't want to. I don't want, because during like a part of like this whole drug thing, like in 2020, it was like this other bitch came in and it was fucking hell, you guys. Like, she was like putting things in his head about how I was a bad mom, and it was just fucking hell. Like, that was the worst fucking time of my life, and I'm sure a lot of you experienced that in 2020 because that was like the beginning of like when you kind of really started to learn about your power, right? Or you went through something pretty crazy in 2020. Like, you can't convince me that you didn't. But anyways, the point was, I wanted him to be spiritual, and I wanted him to like be abstinent, right? And I wish I could tell you the other piece, because there's another piece that I can't tell you yet. But I had said that I wanted this therapist, because he had a therapist at the time when I was like, you know what, this is what I want. I wanted this specific therapist to tell him that he, you know, doesn't need to have sex and stuff like that. And my boyfriend lately has been asking me for sex a lot, and I've been saying no. I've been setting my boundaries, because I used to be like, sure, whatever, yeah. Like, we used to have like an exchange, like, oh, I'll give you a massage for this, and like, you know, and I just got sick of that. I was like, no, I just don't want to. I don't want to. And I was afraid, because every time before that I used to not have sex with him and he would be drinking or on drugs, he'd be like, I'm gonna find it elsewhere. Or he would say like really bad stuff like that, you know? And so now I just was like, no, my self-concept that I wanted has all been unfolding the whole time too. So it really didn't matter what I was thinking, feeling, acting, it all still happened. I feel more confident in myself and everything than I did in 2020 for sure. Like, I've learned so much about all of it. But anyways, I've been holding my boundaries, but because this person is needing sex from me so bad, right? He is going back to this therapist, the same therapist that I said that was going to tell him to be abstinent and have this spiritual journey, right? And this therapist is also really spiritual. This therapist is also like into the same shit as he is. This therapist is like literally him, but like an older version of him, right? And it's like really fucking weird, dude. But he stopped seeing this therapist, right? Like probably like last year. And I had immediately assigned the meeting. I was like, okay, like I'm not powerful, because I had said that guy was gonna tell him. That's how I was gonna get my manifestation. And so I assumed that it wasn't happening. It wasn't gonna happen. But now I'm seeing, now that he's going back, I'm like, it could happen. And I'm seeing now, because like for years, you guys, I didn't believe that this was fucking working. I was like, why is it not working? What am I doing wrong? I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was working perfectly the whole time. It wasn't happening as fast as I wanted it to, but I had to believe that maybe this takes time. Or I was believing that, like, whatever, you know? And, I'm trying to think. Okay, so in 2020, right? My whole thing, I had it all planned out. I was like, I want to go hunting for crystals, because I was like, that would be so fucking fun to go find crystals, right? I wanted to go hunting for crystals. I wanted to travel I wanted to travel with my family. I wanted to go on vacations with him and my son, and I wanted him to be abstinent and just be all about his son. I wanted him to be like, give his life to his son. I wanted my son to feel loved enough. And I see this now where I'm like, he just isn't doing that. Like, he's being there for his son, but I think he's like not using drugs, so he's finding a way to zone out through his games and stuff. So he's not really 100% showing up fully for his son. He still shows up for him, but not the way that I wanted to. But I'm seeing that it's all unfolding. It really is always unfolding. But yeah, it was like, I want to travel. I want to go hunting for crystals. And so last year, we went to the crystal shop because I just love them. And he told me to pick out like a necklace I like, and so I got an opal. I fucking love opals, right? I just think they're so fucking pretty, and it's my favorite one. And so I got an opal. He was like, what is that? And then he literally got into opals. Like, he was just obsessed with them after that. And he started watching opal miner shows and watched how to make them. Then he started getting addicted to them. He started buying like so many fucking opals. And he started like he makes them. He makes them into jewelry. He bought me a ring, and he actually like custom made it, even though the opal fell out. But no, like, he is it my man. And now I can see my manifestation is literally coming into fruition, you guys. And the what else? Oh, and then he, you know, sometimes he's irresponsible with his money. Actually, he's a lot irresponsible with his money, but that's changing too. That's all unfolding. He's gonna get better and better with money. But my awareness was on him not being good with money. And so Milo, he just would buy these random like monster vacations, right? And he had bought one when he wasn't with me. So this was already in motion after I said it in 2020. In 2020, he'd bought a vacation package for Vegas for him and his little girlfriend to go on. And because he called that place, they called him back like a year later and said, hey, like, because you bought this package from us and you weren't able to use it, we want to offer you this even better deal. And because he got that even better deal, he got sent to a timeshare thing, right? So we got like, I think it was like 6 free vacations. You just have to pay, I don't think you pay for the hotel. You pay for like the airfare and all this stuff, whatever. But you pay for the airfare, you pay for like whatever else you need, and they cover the hotel, and it's like $600, and you get 6 free vacations. So it's like $100 for a week of staying in a hotel, which is a fucking kill, like a really good deal. Like, so this was already like in motion pretty much the minute I said it. Like, I just didn't fucking see it. I couldn't see it. And so I thought it wasn't there, but it is. It's always fucking there. It's always happening. Everything's always happening for you. And the more you assign meanings that these are all happening for you, that it's all happening fast, it's all happening now, the 3D is reflecting what you want now. Or if you put your awareness on that and claim it to be, then it starts showing up more that way, right? But, what else was I gonna say? So then, because of all that monster shit, we went to a timeshare thing while we were on a vacation. And that timeshare, we kind of like hustled them. Like, they tried to hustle us, and somehow we hustled them. So we paid like $3,400. We didn't have to get sucked into the timeshare, and we still get like penthouses for like $100 a night instead of fucking $500 a night, $1,000 a night. We're getting it for like $100 a night, right? So we can let anybody like borrow it for the time that we have it. I think we have it 2 years. We have to use like a couple vacations, and then I can't remember all of it, but pretty much I feel like we hustled them. Like, it worked out in our favor 100%. And yeah, so it really was all unfolding the whole time. Even, so they say, yeah, you know how they say, like, I had met somebody, like, while we were on our first break, and Milo, when I was on our first break, and, like, it was, like, I kind of believe in twin flames, dude, because it was, like, it felt like it was fucking meant to be. Like, this person was so much like me that it tripped me out a little bit. But he was also, like, his own person. But it was, like, just the shit he said to me and the way he acted was, like, this is fucking, like, exactly what I want in a person, you know? And Milo, and it was in 2020 when you're, like, spiritually awakening and stuff like that. So, and it was, like, when I met this person, it was, like, it really pushed me to, like, go find those beliefs about myself and work on your self-concept. It was, like, so it kind of felt like a twin flame connection and stuff. But even when they're, like, don't try to manipulate the 3D, like, I think you could still try to do that, dude, because I still did all that stuff, and I still, like, I'm still getting what I want. I'm still gonna get what I want, if you catch my drift. I'm still gonna get what I want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. You're always gonna get what you want. Like, they're a guarantee. Like, I feel like when you have resistance, or this is kind of how I have it imagined in my mind, when you have resistance and you're putting your focus a lot on not having it, or a lot on it not working, it's still working. It's just like, it's always going like this. It's always coming to you, 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 coming to you. And it's like, the more you're, like, saying it's not working, the more it's, like, going really slow. You're, like, putting mud in the way of the car, and it's like, or you're, like, putting little rocks in the way, and then it's really bumpy for you, and you have a more bumpy ride instead of it just being a smooth ride, because you could just have it be, like, really quick, fast, smooth ride. But because you're like, this is hard, this isn't working, then it's like, this is hard, and this isn't working. So your vehicle that's driving you to get there is just fucking, like, breaking down the whole time, and, like, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, even if you can't see it, it's fucking working for you. It might be working slow because you're, like, saying that it's not working for you, you know, but it's always working for you. And honestly, like, it doesn't really matter for me the time. Like, I was fucking getting pissed. I was like, is this gonna ever fucking happen? Until I started seeing, like, some signs in my 3D. Then I was like, oh shit, this actually could happen. But it's like, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to rely on the 3D to tell you if it's gonna happen or not. But even though it took a long time, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm happy the way it happened, because I did go through a lot of dumb shit that I don't really think I needed to go through. But that shit really fucking, like, made me, like, who I am now. I'm so confident in who I am now because of the shit I went through. Like, it is almost like the yin yang, guys. Like, and Bashar says this too, it's in contrast. Like, how are you supposed to know what you want and what you don't want, like, without the contrast, without the darkness? How can you see the light? Like, you're always, but then I always said, like, you don't really have to experience darkness to, I don't know. I think they are like that HER girl, she says, like, it is two sides of the coin. It is kind of like that. Like, they kind of go together. Like, I thought I loved myself, but I didn't know until I had the darkness to compare it to. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, like, I'm trying to think of a way to explain that better. But all the bad stuff I went through really made me realize, like, a lot of things. And the journey was actually fun to see where I was before, where I am now, I'm like, damn, I learned a lot about manifesting. I learned a lot about like what I don't want in a relationship. I learned a lot about what I deserve, what I don't deserve. And that's the whole fucking point of the human experience. And I think that's the whole point, is the human experience, as Bashar says, is like you're experiencing growth. You're experiencing moving through things, like, because when you're your normal self, things just are like that. I want this, I got it. I want this, I got it. It's here, it's here. You can move from here to there. Like, you don't gotta take a plane. But the human experience is like experiencing growth, experiencing shifting, moving, the process. You're experiencing it. You get to feel it. You get to hear it. You get to experience it. That's the whole point of the human experience. So it really didn't fucking matter that it's taken this long. It's taken a long time. And I have thrown fucking fits, you guys. I have been like, where the fuck is it? What am I doing wrong? What do you want from me? Just tell me what you want me to do. And it was like, I really didn't need to do shit. Except for get the fuck out my own way. And just stop fighting my 3D and just allow it to fucking do the work for me. When it's done, it's fucking done. You just gotta fucking shut the fuck up. And stop saying it's not working. And stop putting your awareness on that shit, dude. It's working. It's working. I don't need to see it to know that it's working. That's a thing that you need to say. Claim it. I don't need to see it to know that it's working. I know that it's working because I know who I am. Period. And it's done. And you know, lately I've been saying stuff like, I just want to throw this in there because it's a little tip. Maybe I'll put it in a little mini video too, but I've just been saying stuff and trusting that the answer will come to me. Like, I'll say, I know the answers. Like, because a lot of people are saying, I don't know how to do this. And it's like, yeah, you do, but you're not believing that you do. That's the only thing, the reason why you can't see things is because you're perceiving it through the lens that you don't know how to do it. So I've been saying stuff, I have all the answers. And I'll just relax and allow and know that I have the fucking answers, and they will come to me. It's just like, I felt because of Sammy's page, and yes, it's Sammy's page, that I had to try so fucking hard to get what I want. I felt like I had to affirm for every little fucking belief that I've ever had in my entire life. And I kept trying and trying and trying. And if it's not here yet, I'm not trying hard enough. I need to try harder. And trying isn't allowing. You can try, you guys. I just feel like trying is not connecting to your God source. You're not believing that your God source is going to do it for you. You're believing that you have to manipulate the 3D or do something in order to get it, right? And you don't have to do that. You just have to stand in your power consistently and like just trust, know, and relax that it is going to come. And you know, everybody wants shit so fast, and I get that, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm working on experimenting with that to see like how fast I can get shit to show up for me without really trying to do anything, you know? So I'll let you know the results on that. But you know, even with my car, like it wasn't like instant. It was like 4 days, and then I got in an accident. So it kind of was like the minute I wanted it, shit started working out to get it, you know? But I don't think everything has to be fucking instant. But you know, I'm working on that because I would rather have had my shit when I wanted it, you know? And even though I was doing all the shit Sammy told me to, I was affirming, I was saying I get my shit in 3 days or less. I just kept feeling icky, dude. I felt icky. I was like, it wasn't working. It just made me feel icky. I didn't like the way it made me feel. Affirming, and then not having it. Like, it just made me feel like shit. I felt like I was lying to myself, and it caused more resistance or icky feelings. Even though I don't have resistance, I really don't. There's nothing stopping me from getting what I want because I'm God. Nothing can stop God from getting what they want. What the fuck? Nah. So, anyways, I'm rambling. I forgot what I was even saying. Or what I was talking about. Anyways. Yeah. Even with my car, that shit, 4 days. It happened. I got in an accident like 4 days after I said, I'm ready for a new car. It's time for a new car. And right now, everything is still unfolding in my favor. And it says it's going to take 2 weeks to get my car fixed, but it's already totaled. It's already totaled. So, it's totaled. They're not even going to get that far. They're probably already looking under the hood and saying, yeah, there's no fucking way. So, yeah. So even if it feels like it's taking a long time, just don't worry about it. Because the more you worry about it, I feel like this is also a limiting belief. I feel like you're just slowing it down. But you're not slowing it down. Because nothing can slow you down because you're God. So, just don't worry about it though, because worrying is not of God. That's like the one thing in the Bible I love. I love that one. Worrying is not of God. Trusting and allowing is of God. And if you're letting the energy flow through you, it comes faster. If you're not fucking like tripping about it and putting these little, it's not here energies in there, you know, not blocking things from creating through you. But anyways, all right, I've like rambled way too much. I hate making these long videos, but I hope that this helps somebody to believe that like it is happening for you, even if you can't see it.